Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. It's time for Secondary Shorts, our weekly check of what we're watching and what's trending in pop culture. It's October 16, 2020. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey, guys, it's Prague.
This is Josh.
Seemed you got a late start there, Josh. This is DeLorean Wolfgang.
Off to a late start.
I like the late clap. But hey, we're all in it now. We're all in it to win it.
Oof, what a week, man.
What
Another
a week.
heat wave.
Another California heat wave, folks.
What the heck? It's October.
This is
I
just
know.
when it gets hot. Fire
Dude,
season
what is-
runs until like Halloween. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it when I was a
stand
kid? When I was a kid, it wasn't like that.
Man, when I lived in Florida, it rained every Halloween. Now I got to deal with heat waves every Halloween.
Well, luckily, we don't have to
That's
set
not
up
fun.
for Halloween, or at least I don't have to set up for Halloween,
No,
and
we
it's a
don't.
relief because
Sorry.
that takes too many hours.
No Halloween
does.
for y'all this year, huh?
Yeah, so what's
No.
it like out there in Texas?
Yeah.
It's Texas, man. I mean,
Hot all the time.
Hot.
they're not banning Halloween this year.
No.
They're going
They're
for
not-
Night of the Living Dead reenactment.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
They're not
Things aren't-
banning Halloween out here. Or are they? And I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah, I
In
think they're
LA
doing your own
County,
thing.
they
I don't know.
highly discouraged it.
Highly discouraged. Yeah, right. Yeah. You're gonna
I mean,
tell me
I-
that not half the
I don't-
people out there are gonna dress up like Playboy bunnies.
That's how LA is.
Okay.
That's exactly what I think LA is like. I live an hour and a half away from LA, and I still have these stereotypes that I think of with LA.
It's,
If only that were the case. I don't think that's how it is. So, anyways, what are you guys watching? What's going on this
Well,
week?
I do want to start with one thing. Speaking of LA, I want to say congrats to the 2019-20 NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. That's
Prague
what
has
I
left the
watched.
meeting.
that happened this year.
It did.
It happened
Oh,
this
Happened
year?
the
Are you sure?
past week. The Lakers somehow played one whole season. The season started in October 2019 and it didn't finish until October 2020. Damn.
I
you
do
go.
like that the beginning of all of our shorts always start with sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
Because
Sport
it
talk.
seems to be like the only thing that's happening in the world. It's fantastic.
Which is
Well,
strange,
the
too,
only thing that
because
we're
most of them are
following-
contact. You know, you would think that there wouldn't be sports.
Not
right
only
now,
that, viewership for sports is down across the board. They're like range from 40 to 60% depending on the league and viewership. But
We're the only ones watching
Hey.
it. So
yeah, we're the only
there you
ones
go.
watching.
Hey, I'm okay with, dude, keep sports going, please. I'm digging it. I'm loving watching right now I'm watching the Tampa Bay Rays. They might have lost tonight, but tomorrow's another day.
It's a good thing they're already up. They already are up 3.
Well, yeah, 3-2 now, so
Yeah.
we still have a chance.
to choke it off.
Rays.
It
Is that
happens.
what? Is that
It's
field
baseball.
hockey? What
It's
is that?
baseball.
Where are the Rays?
They take a stick and they hit a baseball out of the
Oh,
park.
cricket. Okay, all right. I wasn't too sure. I never. heard
Very
of them, so I
similar.
was like, all right,
Very similar.
cool. Very nice.
I always forget that Prague's not so much our sporty guy.
No.
Not really.
Well,
I was also
the
making fun of
teams,
the Rays, but
49ers, I
yes.
guess it's-
Why are you making fun of the Rays? Stop it.
I don't know. I just
just
have
not
to.
nice.
I have to be a part of the team here. Like one of you guys talking sport ball.
Sports.
Well, your
Sporty
team
ball!
sucks.
Anyways.
Stop. I did not watch sports, but I did watch a lot of content. So,
Well,
That-
why don't
that's
you
what
tell
it
us
was.
about it there,
Prague.
friend?
all right, fine. I'll go first this time. So this week I binged the entirety of The Haunting of Bly Manor because I couldn't stop. This is an anthology series, which apparently a lot of people don't understand what that term means. What an anthology means
It is about ants.
every season is its own unique story. It does not continue. I don't know what you
Sorry,
said.
that
That's
was-
funny. I missed
I
the
was
joke.
late to my
I'll keep
laughter.
All right. Anyways, so most people don't know. I'll repeat myself. Most people don't know what an anthology is. So what an anthology is every season is a brand new story, new characters. Typically, they're not supposed to be connected, maybe just by a theme or something, right? In this case, it's usually a haunted house of some kind. So you have the same cast returning, which is what confuses some people, but it is a completely new story. So this season is based on the term the screw, which has been adapted quite a few times over the last century. So what they did for this series
It's a
was they...
porn gone bad.
How did you know? Wait, who told you?
It's the screw.
Oh.
It's Sorry, please continue.
Jeez.
No,
I
you're
gotta
pretty
throw out my
close.
dad
I-
jokes.
I like it.
Wow.
No, I approve.
Okay.
So what they did was they took other novels and novellas by Henry James and kind of incorporated it into the story, because The Turn of the Screw is not very long of a story. They kind of tell that story in the first couple episodes, so they kind of have to stretch it out by telling more to it than that, and it's really well done. It's not going to be the same tone as the first season, so people who are expecting a really scary story, it's not. It's more of a ghost story. It's kind of a gothic love story is how it's billed as, and I would say that's pretty accurate. Well done. I will say too, though, that if you are a fan of the first season like I was and really loved it, this is going to feel different because Mike Flanagan, who is the showrunner for this series, he wrote and directed every episode of the first season, and he only directed and wrote the first episode of this new season. So he was there to kind of oversee everything and probably plot out the whole story, but he didn't actually write the scripts and direct it. So it doesn't quite have his unique kind of visual flair that he has, that he's known for. If you've ever watched any of his work, he's a very visual director, and it doesn't quite have that, which is fine. I mean, the story itself is different, and it lends itself to more of a creepy kind of tone anyway, so you don't necessarily need big dramatic takes, but I think it's well worth your time. So if you have Netflix and you do want to watch something during Halloween that's not maybe too scary, maybe if you don't like the horror stuff but you want to watch still a scary movie, I think this would be a fun series to watch this season.
And I feel like these not Netflix, but these shows now are like a lot of these anthology shows are doing keep the same cast, just different.
Mm-hmm.
They just play different characters. Like for that Daniel Radcliffe show, Miracle Workers,
Yeah, a
where
lot of
the
them do
first
that. That's the
season
thing.
was Steve Buscemi was God, and then the next season he was like shoveling
Some other
poop.
character.
Like his job was to shovel poop the entire time. So
Right.
yeah, it's that seems to be kind of a new and fun thing that shows
It's
are doing.
hot right now.
It
I
is
mean, you
hot.
have
hot.
Fargo, you have American Horror
Yeah.
Story. They're
Yep.
doing all
True
that stuff.
Detective. There's
Yeah.
quite a few out there right now. I would say the difference is that in True Detective even introduced that these characters all might be connected in the same kind of universe storyline. Same thing with American Horror Story. They're all kind of connected in some way. I will say that the Haunting series is in no way connected. I mean, these are based on classic literature, so they're not meant to be in the same universe. So don't expect that if you're
But
expecting
Fun.
some kind of
aren't
crossover.
they in the same universe? If
I
they were
guess
written by
technically-
people who wrote it in our universe,
Sure.
Oh.
Fine. Anyways, yeah.
Anywho,
I recommend it. It's fun. Bring your tissues. This is a little bit of a tearjerker. Just FYI.
ugh.
interesting.
No, in a good way. It's a good movie. It's good.
I
I
show,
want
I
it
should
to
say.
be like scary, like I need to puke because I'm so scared.
No, that's the
Right.
first season.
I
That's the
know.
first
That's
season.
why it's weird. It's a weird juxtaposition.
It is. Yeah, it's worth it though. It's well done, well acted, well written. It's
Excellent.
worth it.
Cool. Well, Josh, would you want to go next?
Mine's pretty quick and easy.
That's what. Never mind.
Frog. That's how I do it. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just watching Schitt's Creek still. I mean, I've been bounced around. Was it The Boys?
The Boys.
Utopia, Flash, but the one that I'm pretty consistent with right now is Schitt's Creek. Just I guess because that's the one I want to get through the most, since I'm already there at the end of the season, or the series in general.
Right.
But that's where I'm at. It's good. I'm liking it. Like I said, I'm right now. Oh, I guess I could still discuss it. People might have seen it already. But
Are you still on the last season?
I'm on the last
Yeah.
season. I believe I'm on episode 6. So right now it's still in the middle of where David's still planning his wedding.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Spoilers, apparently. Don't worry, no, nothing. Nothing to see here.
I am on season 4.
Oh, I thought you were on this last season. Oh,
No.
whoops.
Whoops. To everyone listening, whoops.
It's a pretty
That's
simple
okay.
story.
Well,
You're
besides,
fine.
I
besides
know.
watching stuff, there's kind of like a little craze going on with Pokemon. whatever reason, there's a
Oh.
resurgence of it.
Whoa.
With
Is
social, I
there?
think who was it? What's that one dude? The YouTuber, blonde haired guy, Logan Paul.
Oh
Oh.
God, that guy.
He still
And
exists?
hard pass.
I know,
Let's
he
move
still
on.
exists.
So
I thought he
him
got
and
like
some other-
permabanned or something.
him and some other influencers started opening up old Pokemon cards and then becoming a big thing again. So prices and Pokemon
Great.
cards. If you have old Pokemon cards, check them out. They might be worth a lot more now.
I do not.
I missed out on the whole Pokemon
Yeah, I
thing.
did not do
Yeah,
this. but-
I was
Cool.
too old at the point.
How about you,
But-
Josh? Do you have any rarities?
Yeah, I was looking through some old boxes and I found a couple of
What?
Charizards.
Oh,
What?
Ooh, a
Hollow
Charizard. Two Charizards.
Yeah, too.
What? That's the
uh,
one of the only ones I know is
eBay,
Charizard.
baby.
Yes.
Charizard, that
Oh, yeah.
squirt guy.
Yep.
I
Squirt
have a
guy.
friend,
Squirtle.
we're getting some
Squirtle.
stuff graded, so we're gonna get these graded in. Because right now
Nice.
they cost about 3 something, just like this. But
Holy
graded,
cow.
Oh my God.
they'll jump.
Whew.
So I was like, oh, that's cool.
See,
Whew.
that's the thing. Isn't that funny? Like all it takes is like a YouTuber who's super famous to like
Yeah.
start talking about
interested.
something that we all used to do when we were kids, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden now it's like, oh, that's awesome. Like I kind of wish that an old YouTuber would talk about an old TV, and I could
I
sell
know.
my old TV for
My
Old
old
$1,000.
TV.
YouTubers might not be trendy.
What about my old
but
pair of
it's got
socks
the wood
I've
grain
had?
on the side. I mean, come on, this looks great.
It's crazy though,
Ugh.
and I agree with that. It's just timing with certain things. But to me, I would have never thought about looking at them again unless
Right.
somebody brought it up like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're kind of hunting down, see what we have, and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when Star Wars cards were becoming popular again. And
Yeah.
when the Star Wars cards became popular, I went back to Florida to go look for my old Star Wars cards when I was in high school. And it turns out my mom sold them all at a garage sale. So
What? This
I'm
story-
pretty
oh,
sure I
that's
had like
sad.
a Yoda. I had like some like really popular ones like R2D2. All gone. All gone. Yeah.
yep, it happens.
That's okay. It's okay, Mom. I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Obviously not. If you bring that
Yeah,
up
just
on a
tell like it.
podcast, that's definitely not over that.
I'm okay with it. I'm
All
okay
right.
with it. Anyways, so myself, definitely finished off the season of The Boys.
The
Fantastic.
Boys. I finished it as
Oh,
well. I finished
what
a lot
an
of things this
ending.
week.
What an ending.
No spoilers, sir.
I'm not gonna spoil it as much as I want to, but it does get me excited for upcoming shows. Mandalorian's coming out soon, so I'm excited for that to come out so we can start talking about that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, hiccups. But really, what I've been doing lately is doing research on our upcoming episode that we're going to be doing for the 8-Bit Geek. I don't know. Should we say what we're going to be talking about?
Sure.
So we're doing an episode for 8-Bit Geeks 8-Bit Horror Fest. Next Tuesday, that episode will drop. It's going to be all about the Babadook. So I've been doing research all on the Babadook and stuff like that. And I tell you what, guys, I've been scaring myself. I'll spend hours just like looking at content and just kind of like, just I want to know a little bit about it so we have a lot to talk about. And no joke, man, I have to wake up every morning at 2:30 to 3 o'clock every morning and
Nice.
feed my baby. So I'm sitting in a room with like one very dim light in a room feeding my baby, and I feel like shadows are moving and like I'm like, oh my God. So I'm pretty excited about talking about this movie with you guys.
Very nice.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, so I'm scared. Anyways. Cool.
I would ask, did you have a Babadookie? No?
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Oh.
All right, Trevor, what
Forever.
about you?
So I'm currently watching a show where I'm not done, so I'm going to wait till next week. It's Legion season 3, but then it's the last season, so I'm going to wait to talk about the whole thing till next week. But in the meantime, I have been watching some older movies, and so I watched Clue this week for the first time. The
first time?
old one. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Wow.
And it's really fun because it doesn't take itself seriously. Right off the
No.
top, it says, I'm not
Yeah.
taking itself seriously. And so then you can get into the hilarity that ensues with it rather than being like, oh, we're going to set up this whole like actual narrative that means something. And so I had a good time. That's all you can really ask for. And I felt like it might have been a prequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm sure somebody could actually create
It has
ties to
that feel. Yeah, it has that feel, I would say.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, the really cool thing about that movie as well is when it came out in theaters, it actually got horribly panned when it came out in
I
theaters.
can see that.
But I guess people just really didn't get behind it. But I thought it was
campy, sure.
Yeah, it's super campy. But when in theaters, depending on the time and day or theater, you got a different ending. Now, I'm sure whenever you watched it
had
and
all
it probably
three, yeah.
and it had all three. It said, or it could have ended like this.
Yeah.
But when you watched it back when it originally came out, they had only one ending. So
That's
it
smart.
actually
So then you can engage audiences to discuss it afterwards.
well, and
There you
then
go.
you can it gets people to want to go back.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that was one of the problems is people didn't want to go back and rewatch the entire movie just to watch the last 5 minutes.
Mm.
So I think that's where a lot of people kind of was like, I'm not in on this. But yeah, for sure. I love the multiple endings. I think that more movies should do that. I think it's fun. I think Endgame probably would have been better with multiple endings.
Oh, that again. Okay.
Clues on Amazon Prime in case you're interested. Luckily, there was some news this week. The first is that Dexter's coming back for one final season in 2021. It's going to have 10 episodes, limited series with Michael C. Hall because they knew the last season was so horrible and they're trying to rectify it. And I don't think it's going to work, but
Nope.
who knows?
Fellas, my fingers are crossed for the same thing to happen to Game of Thrones.
I need to
Nope,
watch.
won't happen.
Oh, I got to do the same thing. Game of Thrones. I have to watch the first whatever season it goes. So I've never seen Dexter.
Are there 7 seasons of
Oh.
Dexter?
Yeah, but you should only watch up to 4.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that's a good call.
they went through like a writer's strike or
Is
something.
4 Trinity Killer?
Four or
With
five.
John
I don't
Lithgow?
John Lithgow. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
season
okay.
4.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that 4 is good.
Yeah, just don't get to the
4.
part where he's a lumberjack. Then you're fine.
Oh God.
Intrigued that I need to watch that.
Yes, indeed.
But the big news of the week was there was an Apple event and there's a brand new iPhone because Apple's like, we really don't have any ideas. There was a coronavirus that limits anything that we could do, but we want to make some money. And so now we have the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And there's really no difference between the phones other than screen size. There's very subtle little changes, and there's really hardly any changes compared to the iPhone 11 Pro. But regardless, it's going to be available in stupid, idiotic windows where you can pre-order starting on Friday for the iPhone 12 Pro. But the iPhone 12 Pro Max doesn't start till November 6th. And I think the mini
With the mini,
is
it
somewhere
says
in
the
between.
6th.
It's like some
The
stupid
6th.
date idiotic stuff.
If you're watching on YouTube, it looks like Trevor is a robot. On November 1st and then November 6th, it's stupid. I don't like it.
Like an agitated robot. No, here.
But no, it's true. Dude, I hate that I have to, because I want the Pro Max. I don't
Gotta
want to
get
have
the
to
Pro
wait
Max.
till. Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous. And I've been sitting on this 8 Plus for God knows how long.
Oh my
I'm ready.
God, 8 Plus.
I know.
When
It's
did
like
8
having
Plus
a
come out?
razor or something.
Like 20
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I was still
16?
working at my old job, so that was
Ooh.
like 5-6 years ago. Well, 2020, does that even count as a year anymore? God.
Yeah, you know you can upgrade every year, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For some
I'm sure I
money.
can.
Well,
Well,
That's true. Yeah.
I don't pay for it.
You could trade it in for like
Oh.
$2.
there you go. Or that.
No,
There you go.
but yeah, I'm definitely going to be waiting till November 6th. I actually went into this was an absolute surprise. I walked into a Verizon store and I said, "Hey, I just want to buy the latest greatest Apple phone." And he's like, "Well, right now it's the 11 Pro or whatever, 11 Pro or whatever, something like that." But he goes, "I don't know why you're going to do that now. They're going to release the next one like in a month." I said, "I haven't heard anything of this."
Oh.
He's like,
No
"Oh
one
yeah,
has.
it's probably going to be like next month." And then boom, the Apple event happens, and yeah, sure enough, next month.
There you have it.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, that's stupid. I'm not going to get it. Then I remembered that if I sell my old phone, it pays for how much the new phone costs, so there's no reason
Yeah.
not to. And I was like, well, fine.
Right.
If you're forcing my hand to get the new phone. And then I was like, well, the Pacific Blue is pretty good. But then I saw that gold, and that gold, I feel like I could be making a phone call and someone's going to steal it out of my hand. So I'm going to get that gold just for the ultimate flex.
It's gold, Jerry.
But I even texted you like right after it happened. I texted you and I was like, what are your thoughts? Because I was excited because the camera alone is what's selling me. And you were pretty much like a meh.
Yeah.
I still feel like
compared
you're
to
like,
what
meh.
you have right now, it's a good camera.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
So I went from the 5 to the 8, and I remember going from the 5 to the 8, and I thought, this is the greatest thing in the entire world. I can't believe how crisp everything is on the screen.
Yeah.
And then they started showing, whenever I saw the new one, I'm like, well, how
Oh.
come my screen's not that crisp anymore?
Yeah. Crispy
Yeah,
baby.
I was gonna skip this one just because I thought it was gonna be like a 0.5 version or the S version,
Mhm.
but then they just totally leaped to 12.
I was
from 11.
surprised they redesigned the outside because honestly, I like the
Looks just like
11.
before.
But yeah, I don't like that square thing. Like I know they did it because it shouts back to you're doing 5G for the first time. It's like when they did 4G for the first time. But
right.
I like the curved edges.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. It's a little
Yeah,
conflicting.
I dig the curved edges too.
4
But-
times optical zoom though on that little tiny camera, I'm actually excited for because optical zoom is one of the toughest things to pull off on a phone.
I can't believe
Yeah.
that they're able to do that, especially with the tiny lenses that are in
And
there.
then the HDR on video too. That
Man.
looks pretty impressive.
If only there was an Apple podcast.
It'd be weird, right?
I did.
One
So
can dream.
really quick. This is the last show that I watched. I actually
Oh,
I got a VHS copy of a bunch of the Ninja Turtles cartoons from the 80s.
Nice.
I tell you what, man. Wow, they are good. They still
Yeah,
hold up. I couldn't believe how much fun I was having watching those. And I was watching them on my old, like, 40-year-old TV over here with the wood grain on the side. I like to point that out every time.
Yes.
And, dude, I tell you what, it was like being back as a little kid watching these for the first time again. It's so much fun. Okay, now that I'm done with that.
Do you have a podcast of the week?
I do have a podcast of the week, and I'm sticking with the October spoopy, scary stuff. This is actually a new one that I started listening to. I actually started listening to this one in preparation for our next episode about the Babadook. This is called Too Scary Didn't Watch. It's it's 3 girls who podcast. Honestly, I had a lot of fun. I felt like I was actually laughing out loud at what they were saying. They're enjoyable to listen to. I was actually just listening to their Abyss episode today. Yeah, I feel like they've got like 60 episodes, so they're still fairly new. But
Not bad though. All right.
don't listen to them to get any kind of facts because they have zero facts. Everything is wrong that they talk about. But it's just funny listening to what they do is like 1 or 2 of them
Never liked
will
that one.
watch a scary movie and then one of them won't because one of them doesn't like to watch scary movies. Or
I was
whatever.
like you. Okay.
Well, hold on, sir. No, it's an enjoyable podcast and they talk about horror movies and scary stuff. So it's kind of fun. Yeah.
All right.
So give them a listen. Their podcast is called Too Scary Didn't Watch.
Awesome. Follow at Secondary Heroes on all social media platforms. To everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed. And we'll talk to you next time.
Frog out.
See ya.
DeLorean Wolfgang. Roll out.